Hey, you're listening to Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 99.0, Grady and Josh. Uh, as always, on Skype, Josh.
Eh,
We're going to start off with Raw, and then we're going to jump over and do SmackDown and Fastlane on the other side of the song. Uh, where should we start on Raw? Let's start with Ronda Rousey. She's got her WrestleMania match.
yeah, and she's I think she's starting to get her sea legs under her.
hmm
So that wasn't too bad. And in all honesty, this is probably the best first match she could have because the three that will be in the ring with her will definitely cover up any shortcomings that she has at the moment.
Hmm. It, I'm still slightly pessimistic about it, but I have, uh, it's going to have a good chance of being great. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not too sure because it is a mixed tag team match, right? Sure, she can always just tag out and let Angle and Triple H go at it. They got a good storyline going as well. They can carry it. I'm not too sure about the Ronda Stephanie stuff. Obviously Stephanie's wrestled before, but I don't know if that matchup is going to be super. Not really super good for Ronda coming in, not necessarily having the most in-ring experience behind her.
I think it'll be fine, and I think the storyline is really beginning to pick up, and I think if a lot of people are catching on
Hmm.
to it because Ronda's starting to get a lot more cheers than she was when she first came in.
Yeah. Well, you got to cheer anyone who goes up against Triple H or Stephanie, right?
Just about it, unless your name is Roman Reigns.
He's the exception to all of the you have to cheer rules. Um, but yeah, I think it'll be a good match. Well, cross my fingers it's a good match since it is Ronda Rousey's sort of a launching pad. So hoping she gets a good launch off. Not, I'm going to assume not in the ring before then.
Yeah, I don't think that'll definitely be her first match.
Yeah,
They've already said that,
sweet.
so that so there won't be a preview
But
as
she,
far as her getting into the ring as far as actually wrestling.
but she will be on
I
every
do
single Raw.
Yeah, she is expected to be on every single Raw up to WrestleMania,
Hmm.
and I do expect at some point Stephanie will get one over on her, just because to even things out just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I would expect that would probably come at the hands of some sort of foreign object because I don't expect Steph to be able to overcome Ronda by just her own physical means.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe a sledgehammer.
Gotta bring in the old sledgy. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how exactly they build this going forward. But I'm excited to see it. Before we keep going with Raw, the next member of the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2018 was announced, and it was a man from a certain state.
Yes, Hillbilly Jim, that good old Kentucky country boy, did good.
I love every time you're like, oh, we finally got another wrestler who's from Kentucky that isn't Hillbilly Jim, and then I like see the news headline with Hillbilly Jim, I'm like, yeah.
uh, I couldn't be more happier. Um, he was really, really entertaining in the late 80s and early 90s.
Hmm.
So he may not have won a bunch of titles and stuff, but I still think he deserves it.
The response that I saw mostly from the internet was one of, "Oh, he isn't already in there?"
Yeah.
Like that seemed to be the response, not like this man shouldn't be anywhere near it. It was a case of, "Oh, we haven't already put this dude in?" Like, okay.
Um, yeah, it was an overdue one.
But yeah, well, good. And I don't think it was one that was rumored either. I think this one's a bit left field.
Yeah, I don't recall anything.
Happy nonetheless.
Yeah, I never thought it was actually would happen, so I never even put anything out there that I wanted it to happen because I didn't think it was going to.
Yeah. Something I never thought would happen in 2018. John Cena versus Goldust.
It was the first time ever
Hmm.
between the two. Um, I enjoyed the promo. The match was what it was. Not much you didn't expect,
Yeah.
but I enjoy. A lot of people were saying, "Well, that this was weird before Goldust," and I'm like, "You haven't seen anything." As
Someone
far as
wasn't
weird
watching in the
goes for
90s.
Goldust. Yeah. But especially in his artist formerly known as Goldust period,
Yep.
that was weird. um, but yeah, it's just so sad that Goldust never reached his true potential because of his own personal demons.
Yeah.
Because I think if he hadn't had those demons, Cena versus Goldust would have happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because Goldust would have been one of the top guys. He would have had several title reigns. There's no doubt in my mind because he is one of the most talented wrestlers in the history of the business.
Yeah. It's sort of that textbook case of you did it to yourself. It's super sad that
and
you
he
did
will
it.
admit it.
Yeah.
Because he did in his book.
It's yeah, slightly disappointing. What else do we have on Raw? Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, The Miz. We have a triple threat match currently for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, that's what we have. Who knows if it will remain just a triple threat match?
Yeah, very careful on my wording of currently. I would be very fine with it staying as this triple threat.
I would have been more fine if it was just a one-on-one match, but you can't always get what you want.
I can't reverse time. I can stop future events from happening. So this very triple threat would be great. You start adding more people, it becomes just a poop show.
Yeah. Although the two people being rumored that could possibly join the match would probably make it still a really great match. Because the two people being rumored being added is Elias and Strowman.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. I think they have their one-on-one feud right now, and they may, I guess, weasel their way into the Intercontinental match. This would just be, trying to think about it, the guys other than John Cena and Roman Reigns that were in the chamber, right? It's just those five.
Yeah.
So they're all guys who were in the main event of a pay-per-view that just happened. So it's not surprising for them to all be going for the Intercontinental title. If it came down to does Braun Strowman get a 2-minute, or Braun Strowman and Elias get a 2-minute rushed match or a pre-show match, or do they get to go for the Intercontinental title, get a little bit more time and a little bit more effort put into them, then I'll take the Intercontinental title 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, it's definitely something we're going to have to keep our eye on.
We got, is it another 4 weeks? When is it? April 8th. So, a month.
Yeah, roughly a month.
And we still don't quite know what's happening with the women's division?
I think I really hope that sometime next week, they announce that Asuka's decided she wants to face Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really want to see Nia versus Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
And I think in the Nia versus Asuka match, which a lot of people were like, why are they doing this again? I think they actually turned Nia face during the match.
Okay.
But it was a really, really good match, and it didn't hurt Nia at all because it really showed how tough she is. Because she held out a lot longer than most people would have in that armbar / triangle choke.
I think Asuka, if she's going to make that announcement, it'll be at Fastlane or maybe the week after it. Once we know for sure that Charlotte will be the champion heading in. In terms of the Raw women's, obviously you got Alexa and Nia that are the obvious choice. Bayley and Sasha look like they're heading towards a one-on-one, but it leaves Absolution a little bit open. And I don't quite know if we have any plans for them or if they will just be floating off into the sunset.
Who knows? They were really hurt. That group was really hurt by Paige's injury.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that they can do with Paige, who was supposed to be the powerhouse and the veteran. It's out of commission.
Yeah, you always had the potential transfer to go to a mentorshipy type role, but after that injury, this team was pretty much DOA as a trios. So I don't know what we're gonna do with them moving forward. After the mixed match challenge, I kind of want Mandy to be with Goldust.
Yeah, I saw the promo that they did for the their match. The little video thing.
Yeah.
That they did, and I really loved the chemistry between them.
I say
that was thrown all together just because of an injury to Lisa Fox.
Yeah, I think Rose Gold, perfect future for Mandy. And in terms of Daria, she's got enough character, I think, to continue on her own without the whole group behind her. But we'll have to wait and see. It looks at the moment as they don't have a place at WrestleMania, or at least not a major feud heading into it.
Yeah, but not everybody can be on the show of shows. Although there is the possibility of them changing the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
I'ma just forget that that possibility exists and give it a less than Dolph Ziggler chance of winning or happening.
Well, it's always possible that they could do a the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal.
I don't know. I like it the way it is. I think percentage of the roster of females that will miss out with the current what looks to be set versus the percentage of males that will miss out if the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal doesn't happen. I think it's much greater. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. We gotta wait until WWE makes their decision on that and makes an announcement, which I'm sure would be an after Fastlane thing.
Yep.
Well, we better get into this song if we want to talk about Fastlane at all. So we're gonna play a song. It's Sami Zayn's song. Don't question why it's Sami Zayn's song because we haven't talked about Sami Zayn yet. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup. FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Josh. Now we can talk about Sami Zayn. But first, the cameraman who fell down in the snow. Why are we making such a big deal about this man?
I don't know.
It seems like one of those things that just happened and now they're rolling with it. I'ma just, much like the potential to remove the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I'ma just ignore it and hope it doesn't come back next week. But yeah, we did interview segments and everything just from a dude slipping. I get it. It's funny. But more importantly, the wrestling. Fastlane United States title match is currently Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, but is Jinder gonna let that happen?
It's possible he gets involved in the match. But I'm kind of hoping for a clean finish with a heel turn for Bobby Roode.
Yeah. I think heel turn for Bobby is what people have expected for a little while. So yeah,
largely because he's just so great at it, and he's spinning his wheels as a face right now.
Yeah, I think there's definitely no movement, and that's what we need, right? That development, and he's just sort of sitting there. We'll see what happens in the scheme of everything moving forward, because we've obviously also got WrestleMania on the horizon. I guess it depends if the Intercontinental match is going to go into that 5 or 6 man match, or whether the US can do it, because we know one of the secondary belts is going to probably be in a 6-man ladder match, based on past assumptions.
I would rather have the United States title in a ladder match. I think it would be a better match, first off. And second, I think it would just be more important for the United States title. I don't care if we have the 5-man match anyway for the Intercontinental title. I just don't want it to be a ladder match.
Yeah. I worry that that's going to be the transition that happens, right? Like, you get one or the other. It seems weird for them to have a 5-man for the Intercontinental and then a 6-man ladder match for the US. It wouldn't be the first time they've done something like that, but it would seem a little weird. But we'll wait and see. Obviously, Jinder, Bobby, Orton would be 3 obvious competitors. The rest can be easily filled out by people who don't win at Fastlane.
Or Rusev Day.
Or Rusev Day. But he's a little bit busy because Rusev's decided to challenge Shinsuke Nakamura. Rip Rusev. It's gonna suck to have to bury Rusev on Rusev Day.
Well,
surely this match here is just to make Shinsuke look strong going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's for that, but as we saw with Nia Jax, just because you're going to lose does not mean it'll hurt you.
True. We have to wait and see how this is handled. Because it can be handled in 2 very different ways. It can be handled in a way where both of them come out looking strong, or it can be handled in a way where Shinsuke comes out looking really strong and Rusev looks like a punk. And I'd argue that it's equally chance for both of them.
Yeah, it is possible. It's just so sad to see all the chants and stuff for Rusev Day, but no plans to push them.
Yep, really annoying. Pretty much all I can say about that. But yeah, the support's there, just not from the people that matter. The SmackDown Women's Championship on the line. Charlotte defending against Ruby Riott with her Riott Squad members. Do we see a title change?
No,
More or less chance than Dolph Ziggler had?
there's no chance of a title change unless Carmella cashes in.
Okay.
That's the only way a title change happens on Fastlane.
So
For that
walking out with the
particular
title
title.
is either Charlotte or Carmella.
Yes, and it's more likely to be Charlotte. I will say this: if we do get Asuka versus Charlotte at WrestleMania, that means that either one of two things is going to happen. Carmella is going to fail her cash in,
Mm-hmm.
or she's just going to simply not cash in at all, and her contract will expire.
Yeah.
Because there is no way she's going to beat Asuka.
The thing I've got in my head is Ruby Riott, Charlotte. Charlotte wins. Riott Squad beats down Charlotte. Carmella comes out to cash in. Fails miserably. Everybody laughs at her. Asuka next week on SmackDown picks Charlotte. That's the way I'm going to expect
That's
it.
probably what's going to happen.
That way we
But
get
they're going to have to do something. They're either going to have to cash in and fail, or cash in and like give her the title for like a week or two, and then transition it back to Charlotte for the Charlotte Asuka match, or
I don't know. I don't see
I don't
Carmella
know
winning it.
yeah.
I said what I thought.
Yeah.
That's my expected outcome from the whole lot. But we'll see what happens. But talking about Carmella, we haven't forgotten that she's on the roster because she's going to team up with Natalya and take on Becky Lynch and Naomi at Fastlane.
Something to do. Something to do.
That's pretty much what the secondary. I'm not even going to call it a feud. The secondary thing that is happening in the women's division. Secondary match. It's a thing for all four of them to do. Who will win? Probably Becky Lynch and Naomi, I'd guess.
Most likely.
Seems like a wild guess, right? And that makes Carmella look like she won't cash in because she's already lost, right?
Yeah, except there's a history of people winning championships after losing matches.
Just a
in
little one.
WWE. I mean, let's see here. Unforgiving 2007, I think it was?
Oh,
Maybe 2008.
I mean,
Chris Jericho loses a very violent, unsanctioned match, and then wins the World Heavyweight Championship in the same night.
I'm gonna say 2008. 2008.
I wasn't sure which year it was. I knew it fell along lines of WrestleMania 24, but I wasn't sure if it was 2007 or 08.
Yeah, 2008.
That one stands out for sure.
27-minute match against Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, it was an extremely violent match in which the match was stopped because he couldn't defend himself anymore. And then he got inserted into the championship scramble match after Punk got punted, and then he won the title.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I think generally with the cash-ins as well, I think there's at least been one occurrence of losing a match earlier in the night and then cashing in to win, or cashing in. Let's not say to win. But yeah, that's my expected. Carmella losing, followed by the events I already described. Now the tag team championship. What are we doing here? The Usos defending against the New Day yet again.
I'm going coin flip because I really don't know.
It seems useless to do this match again and not give the title to New Day, right? There's no reason in the world to do this match yet again.
Yeah, I kind of, except the one thing that has me keeping from saying I think the Usos are going to lose the titles is the fact that they've been begun to promote the fact that they've never been on the main card for WrestleMania. So I think I'm leaning more towards they're going to retain the titles and then get obliterated by the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah. We could see.
But anything is definitely possible. And we could end up seeing some sort of like triple threat match at WrestleMania, for all we know.
I think I said it last week. If I didn't, I wish I did. I expect to see the Bludgeon Brothers walking out of WrestleMania with the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, that definitely would not surprise me at all.
I don't know what happens between now and then, but I expect that to be how this all ends. Last thing is the main event. So we got a couple things before we get to the main event. WrestleMania 34, the semi-finals of the 205 Live The quarterfinals, all up. They're done. They're completed. We now know that the semi-finals will be Cedric Alexander versus Roderick Strong, as you guessed, and Drew Gulak versus Mustafa Ali, as you expected. Still sticking with your picks.
It makes too much sense for them not to do Gulak versus Alexander for the championship.
Okay.
I could definitely see, however, them doing Ali versus Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no situation that I see Roderick Strong going over Cedric Alexander.
No, I think Roderick's going to be a little bit busy in NXT for the future of that around WrestleMania weekend. Touch my nose knowingly. So yeah, I see Cedric. I guess it depends. Cedric Gulak, unless one specific circumstance happens, in which case I think Cedric Ali. And that one specific circumstance is that somehow, through the grace of God, Neville comes back.
It's possible, but I still think I think Gulak has more of a chance than you're giving him to lose this match, right? Because Ali is extremely popular.
Yeah.
So, and a match between Alexander and Ali would still be an amazing match.
Yeah.
So I can see them going with that as the crowning jewel of the new cruiserweight division for the match, for the finals of the tournament.
Yeah.
Drew right now is probably the most entertaining person in the 205 division, although they've stopped really focusing on the characters again.
Mm-hmm.
So it is really a toss-up between those two. Anything could happen between them, and I would be fine with either one winning, because they will give a great match with Alexander, who's arguably the most talented wrestler in WWE right now.
Mm-hmm.
At least the most athletically gifted.
Yeah. I think it's fair enough. I think you've said that since the guy arrived. You're pretty gosh darn happy with him. It would also make sense after the whole Enzo thing, and he kind of got screwed with that. And the last thing before we get to the main event of Fastlane, forgot to note it about Raw. Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, they're going to the compound.
It's expected to occur on Raw and not WrestleMania.
Little disappointed.
Not at all. Because honestly, it'll give them more time for the match itself.
Yeah. And
you're not going to have an angry crowd of 80,000 people
watching a
screen.
Yep.
To watch a match. And I also expect that after this match comes into play, I expect Hardy and Wyatt to form a tag team and face the Bar for the tag team titles.
Okie doke. We're running out of time, so I'll take what you just said is gonna happen. Six-pack challenge, WWE Championship, AJ wins, but what else happens?
A lot of zaniness, a lot of craziness, and a spot where it looks like Sammy's actually going to lay down for Kevin Owens, but he kicks out.
I think from the events on SmackDown where Sammy pinned Kevin, yes, I think they're definitely teasing that. Possibly yet another one-on-one at WrestleMania.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely the outcome is AJ retains the title and faces Shinsuke at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Any other outcome is wrong.
What if Baron Corbin wins?
I love Baron, but it would be wrong.
What if? So you're saying there's no chance Dolph Ziggler wins?
That would be triple wrong.
There is not even a 0.1% chance that Dolph Ziggler walks out with this title. It is zero. We're not.
It's 100% AJ. It's 100% AJ, 0% anyone else.
Fair enough.
There is no chance AJ Styles is losing his title before WrestleMania.
Sweet as. Well, that's all we got time for. It's been great talking to
you. BB.
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/wrestling radio, or Twitter page, twitter.com/wrestling radio, and we'll see you next week.